Giver's gain. What does that mean? Let's get into it. I think you're going to be amazed. Hey everyone, I'm Crypto Billy. Welcome to Billy Go Tales, and this is Motivational Mindset. Here at Billy Go Tales, we are all about the giver's gain philosophy, and that philosophy is simple. We simply help others reach their goal, ask nothing in return at all. We expect nothing in return at all. Helping and giving feeds the soul. It feeds your purpose. It feeds your humanity. If you want to really get out of a bad mood, go volunteer. Watch what happens. You're in a bad mood, go volunteer. Psychologically, what's happening there is you're feeling good about helping someone else. The giver's gain pathway really works. However, you got to understand with the giver's gain pathway, there are takers out there. They think your giving heart is something that they can prey on. In other words, we're not ones to try to purposefully go out and just help anybody. It's helping those working hard to help themselves. Those that, say, an entrepreneur that just needs a little boost. He needs some direction. Maybe he needs a contact. Maybe he needs some help and a skill set in an area that your skill set can help him overcome his obstacle. Giver's gain is all about helping those working hard to help themselves that need that extra little boost. On the flip side of that, there are people that think that you can be naive. And you think in the beginning that they have the giver's gain mindset, the giver's gain heart, and they take advantage of you. When opportunity after opportunity pops up where they could help you and they choose not to, then you're able to quickly see what kind of character they have. So remember, giver's gain works and works well. It feeds your soul when givers are helping givers. However, you cannot be naive, right? Have your business mind on at all times. Have a loving, open heart. Help those working hard to help themselves. Do not expect anything in return. However, when it is clear that you have worked real hard to have an open, loving heart and you're helping people working hard to help themselves, and the tides shift, and suddenly there's opportunity for those folks to help you, and they don't, what that shows you is they're takers. Giver's gain does not work with takers. Giver's gain works with givers. Givers helping givers. A giver helping a taker will lose every single time. So when you go into learning the principles and our 10 cornerstones of giver's gain, you always have to know that you're giving to those working hard to help themselves, and you're trying to ensure that you're giving to the right people, because people can take advantage of you if you let them. So you give, you help, you don't expect anything in return. However, if the tides shift and if in the future there's opportunity for that same person that you helped along the way to help you, and they elect not to help you, that's clear evidence of they're not truly a giver. It's all about them. They are a taker. What does this do for you, having a giver's gain mindset? It allows you to win. It allows you to feel good about living. It allows you to help other people. It allows you to be profitable in so many ways, financially, but also wealth of the heart, not just wealth of the purse. There is really, to me, no other way than to have a giver's gain mentality. However, I also wanted to make sure that you're aware that there are takers out there in the world. You can't be naive to those takers. Tides shift. Opportunities come at different times. And when you help people along the way, and maybe a year later, 2 years later, 5 years later, there's opportunity for that person to help you and they elect not to, there's nothing to do other than for you to categorize them as they're not the person that you thought they were. And that's okay, because there's millions of other people that are that person, right? They are going to bless you as you bless them. And that's the golden nuggets that pop up in your path so unexpectedly. When you give without expecting anything in return, these people with givers gain hearts, they bless you. They blessed you in so many ways. It comes back to you tenfold, tenfold. However, I just wanted to make sure that you don't believe that we are naive to the takers that are out there. We have to call that out just as much as we know the Giver's Gain pathway works. And we want you to review our 10 cornerstones, which you can find at www.billygoatales.io. They're all there. Look at them, read them, understand them. They work. This pathway enriches your life. It helps you. But we also want to make sure you're aware of there are takers out there in the world, and a giver will always lose in the face of a taker. So be aware of that piece of it. And the reason I bring that up today on this motivational mindset video is because I've been asked about that over the last, say, 6 months at different times. Like, Billy, how do you know when you're really helping a giver, another giver, and not a taker? The answer to that is you really don't know, because you're giving without expecting anything in return. You're giving to those working hard to help themselves. So you really don't know. But there is a way that you do find out later on down the path. And at that point in time, it's just put them in that category. They're not the person you thought. They're takers. They're not givers. And that's okay, because you've helped so many other people, and it really makes you feel good, and it makes you understand that you're here for a purpose and you're here for a reason. And that reason isn't just a selfish reason to help yourself, it's to help other people. That's why we're on this planet. It's to make our community, our villages, our cities, whether that's the crypto community or the home building community, we're here to make our communities better and become wealthy along the way. All right, everyone, Crypto Billy out. Thanks for watching Billy Goat Tales.
You can be tough, you can be hard. If you are not a giver, here's my card. There is only one way to win, one way to be well, through loving and giving. There is nothing else.